Melanie. I'm going into my sophomore year of graphic design. One of the clubs I'm involved in is International Club. During the summer, I'm also a tour guide, and this coming fall and spring, I will be a tour guide as well. I was born and raised in Saudi Arabia for about 15 years of my life. I moved to the Philippines for college and stayed there for about 3 years, and I'm all the way in Minnesota for college. One of my first memories of UMD specifically is the Multicultural Center, if I'm going to be honest here. Because I remember they had these like little dolls up front on display, and they had like different traditional clothing from different cultures, so that was very interesting to see that. I remember. Don't be afraid to like say a couple of jokes, not gonna lie. Sometimes a lot of students remember a lot of things like in class, like when their professors like crack up a joke that is related to the lesson, and it's so memorable that a lot of them are in my brain, and I sometimes repeat them to my other friends, so yeah.
Yeah, so my name is Megan Vieder. I'm a senior. I'm a double major in political science and women, gender, and sexuality studies. In my time at UMD, I've been involved in the UMD College Democrats. I'm currently in the Alpha Sigma Tau sorority. So I'm from Buffalo, Minnesota. I kind of chose UMD because I think it's the perfect distance from home. It's about 2.5 hours. And I like UMD because you do get that University of Minnesota degree, but you have a smaller campus and a smaller community here than you do in the Twin Cities area. Ooh, I'm excited to actually graduate and kind of see how all the resources and things that I've done through UMD are going to help me in my future occupation, as well as what other things I strive to do in the future. With my major, something that we talk about a lot is striving to be inclusive to all people on campus. I think now that we see that that's kind of a struggle currently, that's just something to think about and kind of work towards in the future.
My name is Andrew Lloyd. I am a double major in criminology and sociology. I am a senior here at UMD, and I think one of the most exciting things I'm excited about for the upcoming school year is graduating in December with 2 degrees. I come from Coon Rapids, Minnesota, which is about 2.5 hours down in the cities. I chose to come up to UMD because it had the program that I wanted, but also I was really familiar with the area. My mom grew up here in Duluth, and it was just very close to home. I think the most unique aspect of UMD is we all have different experiences, and there's different clubs to kind of get involved in with those kinds of experiences, like our QASU, like our Social Crim Club, like our Scrim, anything like that. It's just, there's always something for other people. Definitely get to know your students. It goes a long way, especially, just saying like, I'm here for you guys if you need any help. It means a lot to us as students to know that you're not just a professor, but you're also a great human being to walk up to and have a casual conversation with. And again, that's what I really enjoy about my department, criminology and sociology, is I can have a conversation with them anytime I want.
Hi, my name is Penn, and I'm a computer science student in my final year. And for the upcoming school year, I'm very excited about having all of my friends back and new academic challenges, as well as just facing some unknowns. I am a Chinese immigrant. I came over about 10 years ago, and throughout my childhood, I lived in a lot of big cities. So when I was picking colleges during my high school career, I decided to look for something a little small and kind of also had the mentality of getting away from my parents somewhat. And so UMD was this perfect size of, it wasn't too small, but it wasn't too big. And, the plus is also, on the side of a lake, and it's very beautiful. My overall UMD experience has been quite wonderful, honestly. I have met some amazing people, amazing professors. Some of the friends I've made here will be friends that I will have for the rest of my life. One advice I would have for faculty is to look for students that seem more quiet and more shy. There are a lot of students out there, and honestly, myself included, that have this fear of talking to faculty and staff because we have this assumption that faculty are busy with research and whatnot. And even though faculty will say, I remember this distinctly as well, they will say in the first lecture, don't be afraid to come up. There will still be people afraid, and sometimes the faculty might have to be the initiator.
My name is Mary Laburco. I'm going into my senior year here at UMD, and I'm studying teaching life science. And I'm really looking forward to this year getting into the classrooms. I'm kind of done with that, mastering all of these science courses for my teaching life science, and I'm moving on into the education block. So I'm looking forward to kind of that change and starting something a little bit different. I'm from Otsego, Minnesota. It's about 45 minutes northwest of the Twin Cities, and I chose UMD because I knew I wanted somewhere close enough to home where I could still make those weekend trips, but far enough away to where my mom probably can't just drop in 15 minutes unnoticed. I love my mom, love her to death, but I did want kind of that individualized experience, and I think this is the perfect location for that. The most unique thing about UMD, I would say, is the ability to make friends in any collegiate unit. We're all interconnected, which means you can get from one location on campus to the other, which means you're also expanding who you're communicating with. If you're a science major, you can make friends in the business school and vice versa. That's just because of how we're all interconnected, and people from all over are talking to everybody, including your professors, which is awesome. I want faculty and staff to just know that I feel really supported here as a student, and I think that's great. So in any way this year, if you can just make an effort to just try to support at least one extra person, it makes everybody feel great. They're doing a great job, but that support is really felt for me as a student, and so any support given is awesome.